Welcome back. This is John Locke, and today I'm answering a question that comes up quite a bit, both in SEO forums and different groups and different places online, in phone conversations and email conversations and face-to-face conversations, and that is what is included in a monthly SEO retainer. Now, depending on what company you go with, there's going to be different things that are included. Every SEO company, every SEO agency is going to be a little bit different about what they put in their actual retainer. But what I'd like to do today is look at some examples of different SEO packages or retainers or things that people are putting out there on their website and analyze exactly what they're saying just for your own edification. Because in some cases, people are putting things in there that seem like they might be ongoing things. They might be things that are continuing to be done, but in reality, they might only be one-time events. And the other thing that I want to look at too is understanding what really moves the needle over time and things that you should be focusing on once you do the initial campaign, and where your attention is probably best focused after you do that initial 3, 6, 8, 9, 10-month run, whatever it is, that initial campaign with SEO and what things typically go into that. Before we go further and start looking at examples on other sites, I just want to show you what's on my particular site and how I do business with people. The way that I usually put together retainers for clients is I'm not going to sell them a package of a whole bunch of stuff that sounds technically complicated, or it sounds like it's a bunch of jargon, but it might be a one-time thing. And I try to avoid stuffing people into a one-size-fits-all type of retainer. Each retainer that I put together is going to be suited to that particular client. So if they need particular things, but they don't need other things. If their technical SEO is sound, but what they really need is content and links, then that's what I'm going to focus on. If their content is sound, but they need design and they need links or different things, or maybe they need specific things, those are the things that are going to go into my retainer. Now, as you will see later on, a lot of places will try and sell you on a package, and it's kind of commodified in a way that you're paying for so much stuff per month, but that might not be what you need. So similarly, I tend to favor companies that put together a custom package for each client. I think if people are trying to sell a one-size-fits-all type of service, that is a little bit suspicious to me. But let's start looking at some retainers from other places. Okay, so I Googled SEO retainers. This is a site that came up. I've never heard of this place. They're just an example. I've never seen this page. But this is an example of a SEO retainer. Now, again, like I said before, every place is going to be a little bit different, but let's look at what this particular company, this random company that I've never even seen this page before, let's look at what they're offering, and we're going to give it a breakdown of whether this is reasonable or not. So they're not charging a whole lot for this stuff. So like I said, a lot of these places that are kind of more on the lower end of what you're paying for, a lot of it is going to be more advice, and they're not going to do some of the things that need to be done sometimes, like link building or content creation. But ironically, those are the two things that most places need the most, with actual design of the site being a close third. Most places that I have seen that offer SEO retainers that are below $1,000 a month or below $500 a month even, most of them focus on giving advice, doing research, quote unquote research, and just giving you reports. And they might do some on-page, like, making sure that your keywords are added to blog posts or tweaking the titles and meta descriptions. And that is about the extent of it. So let's see what this company does. So I believe that this place is charging, what are they said? They said it's $299 a month, and their monthly custom maintenance package is $600 a month. So let's see what they do. Okay. SEO strategy, coaching, or teaching. So coaching or teaching for blogging. So basically, they're just telling you what to blog. Technical advice on the website. Again, what I just said, just advice. So they're telling you what to do and you do it. On-site SEO advising and strategy. They put that on-site and off-site. Okay. Basically telling you what links to build. Basically telling you what content to make, but they're not doing it. Social media target demographic advising. So just telling you what your audience, what audience you should aim for. Mini search engine target demographic advising. So that would be places like Yelp, telling you what demographic you should go for. Okay. In most places, you're going to know your business better than the search engine people, but this is all advice so far. Content strategy. So basically, what I believe is they're just going to tell you what content you need to make. SEO training. So basically, as far as I know, they're just going to tell you how to do SEO for yourself. And ongoing link building strategies and methods, which is really interesting because, like, down here, it seems to say that their monthly maintenance is not buying and selling links, not keyword stuffing, not sending an analytics report without analysis. Oh, okay. But I don't know like what kind of link building you're actually going to do without creating content, without doing outreach, and doing it for less than $300 a month. I can tell you right now that they're probably not going to be building any links whatsoever. They're just going to tell you what links you should get. Just doing outreach alone at that price point is impossible. Okay, so the other thing that they offer, analytics and research. So keyword optimization and research. So they're just researching keywords and they're giving you a list, probably giving you a list of keywords that you should be creating content for and telling you the search volume on that. Predictive keyword analysis. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that's when you start typing things in to Google. So when they say predictive keyword analysis, I'm assuming that it's something like this. Like, so this is predictive. You can see that it has these words that it's suggesting, or these keywords that it's suggesting. This sort of thing is probably what they mean by predictive keyword analysis. Okay, so content analysis, again, they're just analyzing your content. A lot of analysis and a lot of research, not a lot of work. Monthly website analytics reporting to make sure monthly goals are met. So basically, they set up Google Analytics and just give you a report. Regular review and analysis of analytics. Okay, kind of the same thing. Analysis, not just reporting of web analytics. Okay, awesome. Just more reports. Not just reports, it's analysis, remember. Okay, monitor traffic for decreases early on in pinpoint cause. I guess that's good. So more reports. Monitor changes in SEO algorithms and apply as needed to site. So basically, we're reading blogs, and if the SEO blogs and the SEO news says that there's algorithm change, then we're going to give you advice. I identify new market opportunities via new mini search engines and apps. So this is like Yelp and apps, I guess. What's your new market? I would tell you where you should advertise. Conversion reporting. So telling you if you made conversions and in most cases, you're going to know if you made conversions because your phone is going to ring or you're going to get inquiries via a contact form. Heat mapping and tree mapping and other basic data visualizations. That's great. More reports. Google and Bing Analytics setup. That takes, maybe like an hour. So that's a one-time event. Other informatics work to be determined. I don't know what that means. Okay, so offsite SEO. Google and Bing business profile setup and optimization. So your Google My Business and your Bing Places setup. So that's a one-time event. You're setting up your Google My Business and you're setting up Bing Places. That's a one-time event. Okay, setup of social media. Again, a one-time event. That should take about a day to set up all your social media accounts. Setup of many search engine sites. So making sure that you're listed on Yelp, YP.com. If you're in home services, maybe you're being listed on Angie's List and Home Advisor and any of these other places. So that can take a little bit of time, but that's a one-time event. And other tasks to be determined. So basically, they're going to set up Google My Business, your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram if you don't have those, and they're going to set up your Yelp and your YP.com and those sorts of things. So these are all one-time events. That's it. No other link building mentioned here in offsite SEO at all. On-site SEO, local search optimization. So basically, they're going to add the city name to your landing pages because it doesn't really say much else than that. Ongoing review of site content and structure. Again, more analysis, more reports. Meta tags, title, and description optimization. So again, that's what I said right at the beginning. A lot of these places, this is basically what they're doing. Alt tags added to images. So that might take a little bit of time depending, but basically you're just adding alt text to the images. So if blind people or people that use assistive text browsers, there are web browsers for blind people. This is a thing, but it reads these images and it just reads that alternative text instead. But remember, Googlebot is also basically an assistive text browser. It's basically a browser itself. So this is some importance. So website optimization, fixing broken links, the loading speed, and all this. These are a lot of things that people focus on. This is all technical SEO. This is important. That's fine. But these are all, for the most part, one-time events. Link redirect audit, so 301 redirects. Again, it's a one-time event. Link analysis, so again, they can run that through a tool like SEMrush or Ahrefs or Moz, and they can tell you what sites are linking to you. Ideally, I would want to see where my competitors are getting links from as well. So internal link restructuring, you want to have each page on your site linked to by another page, and the most important pages on your site, you want to have them links from your most prominent pages that are getting traffic and linking to those. So that internal linking is important. So that's a plus. So custom 404 error page setup, again, that's a one-time event. That's not an ongoing thing. That's a one-time event. Optimization of robots text, robots TXT. Basically, this is a 5-minute task. This is a one-time 5-minute task. This really is no big deal. Creation and registration of sitemap XML with search engines. Again, that takes about 10 minutes. It's a one-time event. Information architecture audit. So they're basically looking at your URLs and telling you if you need to change the URLs, the web addresses of any of your pages. It's a one-time event. HTML and CSS code cleanup. I mean, a lot of people used to feel a long time ago that valid HTML, if you'd run it through the W3C validator, if that came up correct, that would mean that you would rank a little bit higher. But Google is pretty sophisticated about this, and even if your site is not valid HTML, which there's a lot of prominent sites which are not. that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to rank any higher or lower. Basically, Google is looking at the content on the page, um, how prominent your brand is. So links to your site are basically a vote of confidence in that page and your site as a whole. And the user signals that they're getting from things like the Chrome browser. And also, things like social shares might have a little bit of an impact, but those can be gamed easily. But this is not a huge factor, though it is. This is something that you should have. Okay, so website usability and design analysis. Again, it's analysis. It doesn't say that they're redesigning your site. It doesn't say that they're doing anything. They're basically, a lot of these are just reports, like web server analysis and reporting. Again, if you have slow hosting, that's going to affect your site speed. If you have the stuff like the content and the links right, that's going to make a difference. And you can switch hosts, but that's a one-time event. So content development, including revising based on monthly analytics reviews. So they're revising content that you already have. So they might be editing some of your existing content. So content development including, same thing, based on identified new market opportunities. Okay. Update website technical is needed based on monthly analytics review. No idea what this means. And Google and Bing Analytics traffic analysis. So a lot of this has been research and reporting and analysis. And aside from that, there's not a lot of stuff that they're actually doing. I mean, this right here, the meta tags and the titles, alt tags, the 301 redirects, fixing the broken links, internal linking. In the 404 page, that's not going to necessarily affect your SEO in any way. It's just nice to have. And this stuff, this is like a 5-minute thing, 5-minute thing. Some of this other stuff is great, but those are the only things that they're really doing. So we do not offer social media marketing. We do not offer blog posts and newsletter writing development. And honestly, this is sometimes the most important thing you need to be doing, the writing and development. Okay, we do not offer ongoing link building activities. That's the second most important thing that you should be doing in most cases. And we don't do Google AdWords. Again, pay-per-click and AdWords is something completely separate from SEO. So basically, they're doing a lot of one-time events and then a bunch of reporting and a bunch of just research and whatnot. So let's take a look at another page. So here's some copy from another site. I didn't want to out who this is, but here is some stuff that they say is included in their ongoing SEO retainers. So competitor research and review. So basically that's giving you a report of maybe what your competitors are doing, which is fine. Keyword research and prioritization, which is fine. That's a report, and telling you the keyword search volume. So reviewing existing website content for opportunities for improvement, which is fine. But again, it's not doing it. It's telling you what to do. Review keyword cannibalization. Everyone has it. No, that's a myth, by the way. And I'll put a card here about keyword cannibalization. Optimize existing content for SEO best practices. That's very vague. That's too vague to really be useful, but okay. What we see a lot of people say, the optimizing the meta title and descriptions for SEO best practices and click-through optimization. So that's something we've seen before. Okay, here's one. It says review website templates and provide feedback and instructions for SEO best practices. Same thing you just said up there. Adherence to EAT, expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. Accessibility issues and coding support for semantic HTML5 header usage. So basically just looking at your code. This adherence to EAT, there's a whole debate around this. It's a really vague thing that everybody seems to be talking about: expertise, authority, and trustworthiness, but nobody can really give a succinct answer as to what this actually entails. But I can tell you, for the most part, this is just having the same topic on your site, having good content that people actually link to and engage with, and having links from uh, other sites that are within your category. That's going to cover a lot of EAT. So anything that you hear to the contrary is not necessarily true. It's a lot of people trying to sell fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and trying to sell EAT audits. Okay, so next thing, review image, file name, and alt text for accessibility and SEO. That's something we talked about in the last one. One-time event. So execute an internal link audit and clean up link anchor text to adhere to SEO strategy and keyword plan. Again, one-time event. Schema implementation via structured data. Schema is a type of structured data. Follow-up testing and management. Basically, this is a one-time event as well. Okay, 301 redirect, review, management, and execution. So basically, if you have broken links out there, sites that are linking to old pages, you want to set up a 301 redirect to where you get that link equity from other websites that are linking to pages that no longer exist on your site. So that's basically what this is. And again, very important, but a one-time event. XML sitemap review and management within Google Search Console and Bing Webmaster Tools. We went over that. It's basically a 10-minute one-time event. Technical SEO audits. That's basically all this above. And local SEO review and management with NAP. That's your name, address, phone number. And you could also add website to that, making sure that it is consistent on places like Facebook, Yelp, Factual, Axiom, City Search, all these different ones. Basically, anywhere that's a third-party site besides Google My Business and your social media, it has the same information. Okay, so, and again, the foundational phase, project plan, setup, kickoff call, client questionnaire received. I mean, this is stuff that I do before you're even a client of mine. Access setup for existing client report review in Google Analytics, Search Console, and Bing. Initial strategy session to review and discuss questionnaire and reports. Again, this is something that, this is just the nothing real work yet. Okay. Base audit reports run to review existing state and activity. Yes, you have to do this. In-depth website audit performed for technical issues, usability, and on-page SEO. All right. So they're running it through Ahrefs or SEMrush, their built-in audit tool. I can tell you that that's what that is. Website personas and pain points defined. Again, okay, so you're making up website personas, and allegedly you're trying to identify pain points as they go through the website. So customer journey map, same thing. Competitor ranking prepared for client review. So again, this is all set up in an automated tool like Ahrefs, SEMrush, or Moz. You just see where your competitors are ranking versus you for different keywords. Initial keyword seed list, prepared and cleansed for client review. Okay, so here's all the keywords that you're going to try and rank for. Again, these tools will tell you how much keyword volume is there. It's the same thing. It says right here, search volumes, competition metrics, client review of keywords, feedback, and sign off. So again, we haven't done anything but set up the tracking in your automated tool. Mapping keywords to specific URLs. I mean, I think that is kind of a given. If you have pages that you're trying to rank for a certain term, we do this a different way, and we kind of look at what pages are Google is already ranking on page 1 for these things. And then we say, here is everything that your page needs to have as far as elements on the page and what it needs to discuss and what people need to be able to do on that. page in order for this to rank. So what task is your user actually trying to complete? What content needs to be on that page? What secondary elements like images, videos, or tools, calculators, whatever needs to be on that page in order to rank? It's more than just mapping it to the URL. That's like one aspect of the whole thing. Okay. Action plan created for updates and content creation. Map or edit content silos. So again, that's just URLs. And by the way, Google really just looks at the actual URLs. Now, the site structure, this can be important on enterprise level sites, but if it's a small business site, like 20 pages or so, this siloing thing is not going to give you any extra boost if you don't have the necessary pages with the necessary content in order to rank. Okay, so editorial calendar planning for future blog posts and pages. So they are very unclear on whether they are doing this or not. So the ongoing SEO phase, monitoring of Google Search Console analytics in Bing, that's a given. XML sitemap submission and monitoring, you just said that up here. That's a one-time thing. Okay, it's still a one-time thing. I don't care if you mention it here. Ongoing website crawls for technical SEO issues. And again, that is a thing that is set up in Ahrefs. There's an automated tool called the site audit, the same thing as in SEMrush. That's what they're doing. They're just putting it in their tool, and that's it. So creation, testing, and review of structured data in schema. This should be a one-time event, guys. And this is structured data testing tool by Google. You put you fetch the URL, it tells you what data is there, and we'll even use this one. We'll even use this last URL as an example. Ongoing testing for schema. So this URL that we just went to, let's see what it says. So this last page that we went to, ongoing testing for schema, this is that right here. So creative work. So basically just, it tells you it's a blog post. It's a web page. Google already knows that. Site navigation. Google knows it's navigation. But anyway, this is the schema that it found. Basically, they're just looking for errors, of which there are no errors and no warnings. So congratulations. Okay, so competitive research and reporting. Great. Keyword research, analysis, and recommendations. So they're telling you what content to create, but they're not doing it. Content audits. So audit research, analysis, reports, recommendations. That's great, but you're still having to do the work. On-page optimization of content for SEO best practices. That's something you set up here already. Meta title and description optimization. I could have sworn you said that up here. And in fact, you did right there. Optimize meta title and descriptions. Again, this is where a lot of people just stop, is like after that. Internal linking, same thing is set up above. Report creation, review, and analysis. NAP audits and citation management. Again, you can set something up in Bright Local. They have a citation burst. White Spark has a citation burst. You can, it's not super complicated. Ongoing live consulting sessions to validate activity. Okay, so basically the foundational phase, all this is basically just setting up your project, all this, okay? And that's basically it, okay? Ongoing is monitoring. This XML thing is a one-time event. Ongoing website crawls, that's through their tool. It's automated. Structured data testing should be a one-time event for each page. That's it. Competitive research, so research and reporting, keyword research and recommendations, audits, optimization of existing content, and one-time title and description optimization, internal linking, a one-time event, reports, more reviews, more analysis. I'll show you one more of these, what you get with most retainers. But I want to point out something that's very clear to you. Okay. So there's a guy that's pretty well known in SEO. This guy, Ryan Stewart. He came on my radar probably a couple years ago. He ran a SEO company out of Miami called Webris, which was then acquired by a company in Philadelphia called From the Future. Very smart guy, very intelligent guy when it comes to SEO, but he grew his agency very swiftly. This is the company that he built, and again, it's now owned by From the Future. So this is the original. This is the original office that he had. I think his initial contract is coming up from his acquisition, and he's focusing more on his consulting now, even though he is a partner at From the Future. But this is the original Webris office. You can see that he's got 99 reviews, and the guy knows his stuff. He's worked with a lot of big enterprise brands, but he at one point was working for Accenture, which is one of the largest agencies on the planet. He's one of those companies that's right up there with McKinsey and Sapient, Razorfish, very, very large agencies of thousands of people. And one of the reasons why he left, and he said this in a couple interviews, one of the reasons why he left Accenture is basically they would sell SEO to people, and all they were really doing is giving clients reports. They would give them reports, they would give them analysis, but they would never do anything. And it's very frustrating to see that smaller SEO places are still focused on more about like coaching, teaching, analysis, research, but they're not actually doing much beyond doing the XML sitemaps and fixing your 301s and your internal links and your titles and descriptions. And honestly, a lot of them don't do anything beyond that. No content creation, no links. Okay, but I want to show you something. The 3 most important factors in Google, and this is something they said about 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. So links, content, and rank brain, which is their machine learning. That's basically the machine learning aspect of the algorithm. So links and content and links. I can tell you it's content and then links and then also the machine learning. So many of these places don't do anything but coach you or give you reports, and they don't create content and they don't create links. And they don't create content that's going to give you links. And this is something we talked about in a video just a few days ago. And it would be very useful if companies actually went in and did stuff for their clients, because most of the clients that I have do not have an internal marketing department, and they don't have anybody to create links. They don't have anybody to create content, and they don't have anybody to design the website. So if you don't do those 3 things for them, then it's not going to get done. And you can give them all the reports and all the coaching and all the teaching and all the guidance that you want, but a lot of the stuff is going to be left on the table because it's just not going to get done. Okay, I'm going to show you one last packages deal here. I think you've kind of got the idea. This is a very large company, WebFX. In a way, they're one of my competitors, but they are a huge SEO company, very large. I think they run out of Pennsylvania. They have hundreds of people. They're much larger than I am, but they have different plans here, and we could look at some of these. Now I don't know who's actually doing the work with this. It might be interns. Don't even know. I can't speculate on that too much. But let's see some of the things that they have in their packages. So, number of key phrases optimized. Key phrases with less than 1 million results. I don't know. Well, I'm not sure. Okay. I understand why they're doing that, actually. So number of key phrases optimized, and they're focusing on ones with less than 1 million search volume each month, and I understand why they're doing that. These ones might be really hard to hit. So more longer tail keywords, they're going to optimize the pages, I guess. Web server and on-page analysis and reporting. So the web server, again, is you're looking at the time to first byte. You're looking at the speed of the actual server. And on-page analysis and reporting, just saying what needs to be changed in the page. So key phrase research and selection, you're just looking at search volume. Predictive keyword analysis, we talked about that before. They're basically typing into Google and seeing what comes up. That's what that is. Some meta tags, title and description. Again, same thing we've seen in these other places. It takes a little bit of creativity, and it takes some time to do each page. If you have a very large site, it's going to take some time, but it's a one-time event. Optimization of robots text and Googlebot crawls. Okay, so we're talking about crawl budget here. In most cases, this is not going to be a thing that matters. Robots text, again, you look at the robots text, it's a one-time event, and I'll show you what a robots text is. So this is a robots txt file. Basically, a user agent is any browser. It's only disallowing this URL structure. So if it's any page on the site where it says suggest ? And then anything that comes after that, it's saying don't crawl that. And no browsers can crawl that. So this is robots txt, and this is basically a one-time thing. Okay, so creation of registration and registrations of sitemap XML. Again, it's a one-time event. You put that in your Google Search Console and it's done. One-time event. Quarterly earned media content assets. Now this is good. This is actually a very good thing. This is more what you want to see your SEO company doing. Earned media content assets. So they're creating content, they're doing link outreach, they're doing user experience. CRO is conversion rate optimization. So they're actually creating content for you to get ranked with and doing outreach to try and get some links. That's good. Okay, so Google My Business optimization. That's basically a one-time event. Mobile site optimization, if applicable. I think they're assuming if you have a mobile site or a mobile-friendly site or a responsive site already, then you're good to go. But if not, they're going to optimize that. Information architecture audit is basically just looking at the URL structure of the different pages on your site. That's a one-time event. Google Analytics setup with conversion tracking. That's a one-time event. It might take a minute to set up conversion tracking, but setting up Google Analytics is not complicated. Setting up a conversion tracking might take a little bit of time, but it's a one-time event. So Google Analytics traffic analysis, they're basically just giving you a report. Custom dashboards and data views. Okay, I mean, I guess that's useful, but it's just a report. It's just a fancy report. Not provided analysis reporting. So this is when you go into Google Analytics, it used to tell you what keywords people were typing in to get to a certain page, but most of it is keyword not provided. So I'm not sure how they're getting this, but that is basically it. They're just telling you what keywords people are typing in. Local search optimization. This is the same type of thing that you saw on this other site. I'm not sure what this entails. It could be a lot of things. It's really kind of vague. Setup of website sitemap. So that's one page on your site that has a sitemap, a HTML sitemap of the different pages on your site. So that's useful, but it's a one-time event. Image optimization. They might be compressing the images so your pages load faster. Link redirect audit. Again, this is with the 301s. This is important, but it's a one-time event. And you're paying for it each month. Custom 404 page setup and optimization, a one-time event. Schema HTML tags, a one-time event. Canonicalization analysis and domain unification. So if you have different domains or if you have different domain names out there, it's basically just redirecting everything into one to where Google knows to rank that particular site instead of this other one over here. one-time event. So initial SEO copywriting articles or blog posts interchangeable with other earned media assets. This is good. This is what you need. So I see nothing wrong with this. This is what you need for ongoing. Quarterly web page freshness updates. I'm not sure what this is, but okay. Initial link analysis and disavow. You probably shouldn't be using your disavow file unless you've actually actively engaged in negative, or you should not be using your disavow unless you've actively engaged in black hat link building. Okay. Dedicated account representative. Okay, so that's just the person who talks to you. Online project management schedule. That's just a project management tool. Ongoing quarterly keyword reporting. So just telling you where you ranked. That's a report. Ongoing monthly ROI traffic and goal reporting. A report. Google data highlights. A report. Canonicalization and analysis. A report. Ongoing quarterly competitor opportunity reports. This is good if you take action and create content to actually close the gap between you and your competitor. Internal linking, restructuring, and optimization. This might take a little bit of time, but this is a one-time event. Important, but a one-time event. Linkable content promotion. This is good. This is something that you want. It's kind of interchangeable with the other things that they said before when they're doing content creation and doing link outreach, but this might be more social media when they talk about promotion. That might be what they're actually talking about. Okay, so header tags optimized, H1, H2, H3, just making sure that your pages have a logical outline. Duplicate content analysis. Duplicate content is one of those things that people believe is a thing. Most cases, this is not going to hurt you like you think it's going to hurt you, but they put this in there. I guess that's okay. Social media monitoring software. I guess it just tells you when people follow you, or maybe they retweet you or share your post on LinkedIn or Facebook. I'm not really sure. Keyword rank checker access with weekly updates. So it's just rank tracker if requested. Okay, so website usability analysis, a one-time report. That's okay. Universal SEO. So video SEO, maps SEO, images SEO, news SEO. News, most sites are not going to get into Google News unless you're an actual media site. Images, this can take a lot of time. It's kind of a one-time event, so they might rename the file structures. They might add metadata to the actual photo. They might add alt tags to the images. This could take a little bit of time, but it might be worth it. The maps thing, that ties into Google My Business. So a lot of that is going to depend on your Google My Business. Video SEO, they might go through your YouTube videos and add tags. They might write descriptions, the video description. They might add it to playlists. I don't know what, they might add a thumbnail to the actual videos. So I don't know what more they could do to that overall. They can't re-record a video. Continual building of relationships with online bloggers and webmasters. I know that you've heard us talk about this before, where this is kind of where you're going to get links over the long term, is your relationships with other people who have websites. So that's a good thing. Link reclamation. So if I understand this correctly, what they're saying is they're doing outreach to places that might be linking to a page on your site that is no longer there, or they might be doing link outreach to get links from places that are linking to some other page that's similar to yours. Or this could be 301 redirects. This is probably good. Okay, so creation of text navigation if possible. Not sure what this means. I'm assuming you have navigation on your site. This probably means something else. Okay, so up to 100 web lead phone calls tracked per month. So call tracking, and they'll transcribe 25 of them. Website design analysis. This is a big part of SEO. Design is important for SEO. I would say that this is actually pretty important, but they're probably charging for a website design separately. But at the price points of their SEO packages, I understand why they do that. But the actual website redesign can have an effect on your SEO. So video and image XML sitemaps. This can be important, but Google can usually extract this stuff from your page already. Searcher experience analysis, long clicks, pogo sticking, bounce rate. Again, this is Google Analytics. Link baiting and content development. I mean, the content development is good. Not sure what the link baiting is. Maybe I'm not sure what this is. I mean, I guess this could be good, but I'm not sure what that is. Channel specific call tracking. It's the same thing that is said above. Monitor competitors' search rankings on a monthly basis, their website changes, their content and link additions. I mean, again, automated tools can do all this for you. Ahrefs, SEMrush, Moz can all do that. Analyze your leads to project the number of leads competitors receive on a monthly basis. I mean, I guess that's good to know, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. Predict you and your competitors' market share on a monthly basis. Yeah, I mean, bottom line, that's what you want. You want to be taking market share from your competitors, but you're looking at digital marketing channels to do that. Okay, so competitor intelligence, login to view competitor data. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe this is something like SimilarWeb. That could be it. And I'll show you what that is. Okay, so what this might be competitor intelligence login to view competitor data. This might be something like SimilarWeb, where you can compare, different sites. So you can compare, different sites to your site and get some analysis of different things. And then this one is interesting. I'm not sure what this is. 200 plus SMEs, so small businesses, behind campaign driving results. I'm not sure what this means. Don't know what that means. I'm not sure if they mean like this is a PBN and they're working with other people and they're going to have them link to you. That might be what this is. I'm not sure. Because if they're managing other small businesses, they could easily build links to your site. If they have login to all this, that's possible. So not really a PBN, but basically they're using other clients to do that for you. Maybe. I'm not sure. So we looked at 3 different places, and a lot of the things were very similar when they're talking about monthly SEO retainers. Some of the same themes came up over and over again, where they talked about keyword analysis and Google Analytics and things that were ongoing. So competitor research, you're looking at your competitors. But when it came down to actually doing the work, this was the only one that we saw out of the 3 that was doing actual content creation and actual link outreach. And the other 2 that we looked at were basically just coaching you or telling you what to do, giving you reports of where you were at and what you should be doing, but they weren't actively doing either link building or content creation. So that was a big difference. Those 2 things are probably 2 of the most important things you could do besides working on the design and usability of your site. But all the reporting, all the analysis, all the coaching doesn't really matter if you don't have time. So I think it all depends on what the structure of your company is. If you have an internal marketing team, if you have an internal design, content creation, marketing team, then the coaching and having people tell you what to do, what content to create, and what things to do with your secondary properties like Google My Business then that can be useful. But um, in my opinion and in my experience, like most small business owners, they need somebody to do the work because they just don't have time until they get to the level like, where there are, 20, 30, 40, 50 people in the company. Then they can hire a marketing manager or a marketing team and have maybe one or two people to do that. But until they get to that point, it's not going to happen. And so it's really important to actually know if you're getting certain things done in your monthly SEO retainer. The other common theme that we saw is a lot of things that are one-time events, like creating and submitting XML sitemaps, creating an HTML sitemap page, implementing structured data, a lot of things that are one-time events were basically being sold to you as an ongoing package, and you're being expected to pay for those things month after month. And maybe you think, because it's being explained to you in this jargon, that you think that it's an ongoing thing, but in reality, it's a one-time thing that once they get past about 2 or 3 months into the campaign, those things should probably already be done. And the only thing that you would be paying for at that point is, reporting and analysis. And if you have a good SEO company, then you're also getting content, linkable content, things that people want to share, and you're getting link outreach, link building, and you're getting a content promotion, and maybe you're getting some design of your site or tweaking of your actual code base. But most of the stuff is front loaded. So just be aware of that when you look at SEO retainers on a monthly basis, because most companies are hands off, especially smaller companies with a smaller price point. They're just not doing a whole lot. Anyway, my name's John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO. We don't sell packages of SEO that are pre-built out. We basically tell you a custom quote of a custom retainer of what you're going to get ongoing, um, based on what you actually need, not just a bunch of stuff that sounds good. Well, we're going to be here tomorrow making another video on SEO. Thanks for tuning in today. Thanks to all the new subscribers that have come on recently. That's all I have for now. Until next time, peace.